1 Corinthians 2:9 says, "But it is written, eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men, the things that the Lord God prepared for them that love him." I want us to think about that carefully. Do you love the Lord? And if you do love him, how should one behave when he or she love the Lord? What are we expected to do when we profess our love for him? Do we love him and just behave in a way that displeased him? I heard someone mention the other day about a preacher that goes to heaven. This is just something to get us stirred up. He went to heaven, and I think the preacher was John Wesley. And when he got there, he asked the angel, "Is there any Presbyterian up in heaven?" And the angel said no. And then he asked the angel, "Is there any Baptists in heaven?" And he said no. And then he asked the angel, "What about Roman Catholics? Are they in heaven?" He said no. So he said, "Who are they in heaven then?" And so the angel said to him, "Those who love Jesus. Only those who love Jesus." And so he went unto hell, and he asked the demon at the gates of hell, "Is there any Baptist in hell?" He said, "Oh, we have plenty of them here." He said, "What about Presbyterian?" "Oh, there are many of them here," the demon said. "Roman Catholics?" "Yes, there are many down here." Then the demons turned and said, "But we don't have anyone down here that love Jesus." Think about it. Many people, they love their denomination. They love their churches. Many people are saved to their church. They are saved to the doctrines of the church. And they are saved to their religion. But they are not saved to Jesus Christ. Do you really love Jesus, or do you just love your religion? I would say, make sure that you're loving Jesus. Because to go to heaven are they that love Jesus. Jesus asked Peter, "Do you love me?" 3 times. Previously, Peter denied him 3 times and said, "I didn't know you, Christ. I didn't know him." While Jesus was being crucified, he denied him 3 times. Do you know that when we deny Jesus, we are showing that we don't love him? Have you been denying Christ lately? Have you been denying him in your actions, in your behaviors? Have you been denying his word as if you never knew him? Have you been someone who listened to any music or watch anything on television, or behave any way you want to behave? Do you know that you are actually denying God? right before the company of many demons, you're saying, I don't know him. And if you deny him, you're saying that you don't love him, because Peter did the same. Peter had to confess that he loved Jesus. But because he did deny Christ 3 times in front of the world, he need to reinforce that love. And Jesus said, if you love me, Peter, feed my sheep. So to love Jesus, it means that we need to do what he calls us to do. We can't just love God by just saying it. We can't just love God by saying, God, you know I love you. We must love God by our actions, by what we use our money for, by how we think, by how we obey his word. And so the Bible is saying that eyes have not seen. Think about it. No eyes have seen. This is telling me that, there's much more to see. There's much more to imagine about God. There's much more to hear, because ears have not heard. I believe that our eyes and our ears are not made to see or to hear of the intention that God has for them that love him. Can you imagine that? How much the love of God is to us and how much he has for us?